My dear students, in our last session, we have discussed the meaning and determinants of demand. It means the factors determining demand. In our today's session, let us study an important law of economics. It is the law of demand. In this particular law, let us study the statement of the law. I will give you a demand schedule. Let us draw a demand curve. Let us study the shape of the demand curve and also the causes for downward sloping demand curve. Why demand curve slopes downward? Let us also analyze various assumptions of the law and exceptions to the law. Exceptions means the circumstances during which the law of demand does not apply. So these are the various things to be covered. You know very well, the law of demand is an important law of economics. This law establishes the relation between price and demand. Let us first state the law. When other things being equal, the law of demand states that the quantity demanded extends with a fall in price and it contracts with a rise in price. I am repeating. When other things being equal, the law of demand states that the quantity demanded extends with a fall in price and it contracts with a rise in price. Therefore, there is an inverse relation between price and quantity demanded, or there is a negative relation between price and demand. Then let us study a demand schedule. Here is a demand schedule. Demand schedule indicates various level of quantity demanded at various level of prices. So here we have two columns, price and quantity demanded. When price was 14, the quantity demanded was 10 or 10 units. When price decreases, the quantity demanded extends to 15 units. At price 10, quantity demanded 20 units. At price 8, the quantity demanded will be 30 units. At price 6, the quantity demanded extends to 45 units. When price was 4, 50 units. When price was 2, 60 units were demanded. So this schedule very clearly shows that there is an inverse relation or a negative relation between price and quantity demanded. A fall in price will extend the quantity demanded like this. On the basis of this demand schedule, let us draw a demand curve. Here DD represents the demand curve. You can observe the shape of the demand curve. The demand curve is downward sloping, or it has a negative slope. What are the causes for downward sloping demand curve? There are several reasons for this. The first reason being that there is an inverse relation or a negative relation between quantity demanded and price. Therefore, the shape of the demand curve should be like this. Another reason is there is the income effect. As the price of a commodity falls, the real income of the borrower or consumers will go on increase. This will force the consumers to purchase more. So consumer would be better off in terms of their real income as the price of a commodity falls. Then another reason is substitution effect. As the price of a commodity falls, the consumers will purchase more of that commodity. They will substitute that commodity with another commodity. they will make a comparison of the prices of the commodity which is falling and the prices of other goods in the market. So they will substitute that commodity with other commodities in the market. Another reason is the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of demand is based on another important law of economics. It is the law of diminishing marginal utility. What this law states, when other things being equal, as a consumer go on consume or purchase more of a commodity without any time interval, the marginal utility derived out of successive units would go on diminish. So with the purchase of more commodity, the utility derived out of successive units would go on diminish. As the price of a commodity falls, he will purchase more, but his marginal utility will go on diminish. If he has to purchase more, price should fall. So reduction in price will compensate his diminishing marginal utility. So these are the causes for downward sloping demand curve. Therefore, our usual demand curve will be downward sloping. Then, what are the assumptions of the law? The law of demand is based on certain assumptions. Firstly, the income of the consumer should remain the same. As the income changes, the purchasing power of consumers would go on change. Therefore, we will make an assumption to support this law that the income of the borrowers or consumers should remain the same. There is no change in the income of the consumer. Another is the prices of related goods should remain the same. In our yesterday's period, I have told you there are two related goods. One is complementary, another is substitute. So prices of such things should remain the same. Otherwise, any change in the price of one related commodity will change the demand for another commodity. Therefore, we will make an assumption that the prices of related commodities should remain the same. Then the climatic condition should remain the same. In our yesterday's period, I have told that climate is another important factor. Changes in climate and season can change the level of demand. We have to study this law of demand under a certain set of climatic condition and season. There is no change in the climate and seasonal conditions. Then another assumption of the law is that there are no expectation of future changes. Consumers won't make any future expectation of changes in price, quality, supply of commodity, taste, preferences. So all these things should remain the same. Consumers' taste and preferences should also remain the same. With all these assumptions only, we can establish or prove this particular law. Then let me come to the exceptions to the law. What are the exceptions to the law? Exceptions here means the circumstances during which the law of demand does not apply. First exception is Giffen paradox. Giffen paradox. Professor Giffen conducted a survey in Ireland in order to analyze the relation between quantity demanded and price. He has conducted a survey on the demand and purchase of inferior goods. What happens when the price of inferior goods changes. His study report was quite interesting. According to Giffen, as the price of inferior goods decreases, demand will also decrease. The reason being that now consumers will give up the purchase of such commodities and they will purchase more of superior things. For example, as the price of wheat and jowar decreases, the demand for wheat and jowar will also come down and people will now purchase the quite superior things like rice and others. Another exception is Veblen effect. Professor Veblen has also conducted a study. According to Veblen, as the price of the costly things or superfluous things increases, demand for those things will also increase. For example, as the price of gold, diamond, and other jewelries increases, demand will also increase because people think that the purchase and wear of such things may increase their prestige in the society. So, such prestigious things, costly things, or superfluous things, if you want to analyze, the demand for such commodity will also increase with the rise in price. Then another exception to the law is during the time of emergency. During the time of emergency, the law of demand does not apply. For example, during natural calamities like flood, famine, cyclones, earthquakes, etc. Similarly, during the time of war, war is another emergency period. During such situation, the law of demand does not apply. People may purchase more even though prices are rising, or they may purchase less even though prices are decreasing. Then another is in case of necessary things. There are certain necessary goods. As the price of such things increases, demand does not decrease. For example, potato and meat, the prices of potato and meat. As the price of potato increases, the demand does not decrease. Instead of that, what the people will do or consumers will do, they will purchase more of potato by reducing the quantity of meat. So in case of such things, the law of demand does not apply. Then future expectations. If people expect future changes in price and supply of goods because of the fear of shortage or the expectation of excessive supply of a commodity, people may either increase or reduce their quantity of demand. So these are the exceptions during which the law of demand does not apply. It means there are circumstances during which the law of demand does not apply. So we have discussed now statement of the law. We have studied a demand schedule. I have discussed the shape of the demand curve and also various causes for the downward sloping demand curve. I have discussed various assumptions. We have also studied various exceptions to the law. So thus we can conclude that the law of demand is an important law in economics which would be helpful in analyzing the consumer behavior. What happens as the price of a commodity changes? What would be the effect of changes in price of goods and services on the purchase of those things in the market by consumers? Okay. With this, I am concluding. In our next session, let us study changes in demand. So how changes in demand can occur, extension and contraction in demand, increase and decrease in demand. So thank you very much.